I'm really excited for this guest today. It's a part 2 special. I don't really want to say much. I just want to welcome the new world champion. It's Mr. Joe Cordina.
For the last, I'd say about 3 months, I've been going, me, number one in the world, get about that. It's like 15 years of hard work. It went into like 5 minutes. I always knew I'd be a world champion, but to do it the way I done it, in my hometown, in front of my home people, my family, my friends, supporters, it was unbelievable.
Can you talk us through the knockout? Like, you know, do you remember how, like, that lining that shot up, and do you remember the noise after he dropped?
It was just so smooth. It was just like putting my hand in water. I didn't feel anything. So as I landed, I've looked down. I seen him on the deck. And as soon as I seen his head bounce, I said, he's done. Done. I've run to the corner. I've turned around, and I seen a fucker trying to get up. I was like, nah, please don't get up.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Central Club. This episode is brought to you by Re-Inspire Printing and Kaleidoscope Project. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the club, and hit the bell button to be notified of future content. I'm really excited for this guest today. It's a part 2 special. I don't really want to say much. I just want to welcome the new world champion. It's Mr. Joe Cordina.
For the last, I'd say about 3 months, I've been going, me, number one in the world, get about that.
How do you feel, bro? You're world champion.
Yeah, do you know what? It's like 15 years of hard work. It went into like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm buzzing, I'm happy, and I've achieved my goal. So yeah, I'm over the moon.
Well, we interviewed you last year. We interviewed you on at the St. Mellons on the Christmas special as well. You felt deflated after the Miko fight, where you felt like, the unanimous decision, you wanted to give more. You done it in style in the next fight, mate, and it was the World Championship.
Yeah, of course. It's what better way to do it? I won a world title in my hometown, in the fashion I done it. It was like every time I spoke about winning a world title or anything like that, I always knew I'd be a world champion, but to do it the way I done it, in my hometown, in front of my home people, my family, my friends, supporters, it was unbelievable.
Can you talk us through the knockout? Like, do you remember how, like, that lining that shot up, and do you remember the noise after he dropped?
Yeah, well, I was, when people asked me about the atmosphere and stuff, I was saying when I was walking out, I didn't hear anything. It was like I could see everyone. It was like they were going, but it was like minute. I couldn't hear really nothing. But I was so focused. So I've gone to the ring. I couldn't hear nothing. Obviously, throughout the fight, I couldn't hear nothing. As soon as I landed that shot, the place went off, and it was like everything just amplified. Crazy. But I remember there was a point where it just went a little bit flat. Not flat as in nothing was happening. It was just like he wasn't punching, I wasn't punching. We were both sort of trying to line each other up. And what I watched of him, what he was doing was bouncing, and playing with his lead hand. Now, I know it from watching the tapes, he was trying to line me up with his backhand. So when he started bouncing, I just thought, let me throw that shot we've been working on in the gym constantly. I just went, boom, feint, after that. As soon as I've landed, it was like, funny enough, Steve Franks asked me the other day, what was it like? I said, it was just so smooth. It was just like putting my hand in water. I didn't feel anything. It just felt lovely. So as I landed, I've looked down. I seen him on the deck. And as soon as I seen his head bounce, I said, he's done. Done. I've run to the corner. I've turned around, and I seen a fucker trying to get up. I was like, nah, please don't get up. But then in my head, I knew he wasn't going to get up. It was just the way he fell, the way his head bounced. I knew he was finished.
Yeah, the ref knew he was finished. The crowd knew it was over.
Well, funny enough, the ref come to me the next morning. He said, Joe, he said, I had to count. He said, you're not in it. I said, no. I said, you should have waved it off. He went, nah. He said, Joe, he said, listen, if I waved it off straight away and he tried to get up, you would have people saying, yeah, but he could have got up. He said, so I counted him and let him fall over. He said, so yeah, I had to count. He said, it looked better for you anyway.
Yeah.
So I was over the moon.
Well, you know, watch when it first started. Like we were talking off camera. You know, Liam Williams fought a couple of months before at the same venue, and the atmosphere kind of got to him. You know, he kind of cracked up, and we were quite worried going into it. We done a reaction video, me and my missus. Like, it was golden if you haven't watched it, but yeah, we just it looked nerve wracking the first couple of seconds in the first round. So for you to come out with that Joey one bang was just I can't even explain it. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I said it in the press conference. I said if he, like, I'm not known to be knocking people out. I box. If it's there and I know I can land it, I'll take it, and it will hurt. And if I do catch you right, you're going to bed, and that's for anyone at any weight. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If they catch you right, you're going to sleep. Especially with little 8-ounce gloves, they're no joke. People think like MMA gloves are bad. They're fucking spongy. The MMA gloves. Put an 8-ounce fly glove on, or a Grant glove, or a Everlast glove. Them gloves are no joke, especially when you got your hand wraps in. So yeah, I was just like, oh, I'm speechless with it. You know, in the sand sometimes. I was just watching back how the whole, like, you know, I watch it back now and I say, I don't watch it for the fight or anything like that. I just watch it for the reaction of everyone,
I was about to say that the crowd.
the crowd. So it's like, yeah. And at the time, like you said, with Liam, it'd been nerve-wracking and stuff. I can understand because my mum was she couldn't stop saying, "Oh, Joe, I'm worried." I said, "Mum, don't worry about it." I said, "There's only 4 things that can happen. He gets beat or he gets knocked out. I get beat or I get knocked out." I said, the quicker you can get that in your head, it simplifies everything.
Yeah.
And then you'll start calming. Like for me, that's what all I thought about. My missus was saying to me, "Oh, Joe, I'm really worried." Like this is weeks before, and I'm like, "What are you worried for?" I said, "You ain't gotta go in and fight. I got to." I said, "But there's only 2 things that's happening to me. I'm either getting beat or I'm getting knocked out. But then there's 2 things happening to him. He's either getting beat or getting knocked out." When you simplify it like that, it just eases me, because if you get knocked out, it goes like that. You don't even know you've been knocked out, as you've seen.
Yeah.
When you get beat, you might have a 12-round war, and that's when you're gonna take the beatings, the batting, the bruising, and that's when you will feel it. You won't feel it if you get knocked out. But they're worried about me getting knocked out. Don't worry about it. I gotta deal with it. You haven't. Just I prepare, and then I'll go in and fight. But it was just yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah. Going back to the crowd, like you could see your boys. I swear I seen people like skipping in the crowd and all that on the ringside, and all your family and friends. And when you come out into the corner and like your missus was there crying, that was just so good to see. You know, all that hard work have paid off. Does she want you to quit now?
If I said I'd pack it in tomorrow, they'd be buzzing.
I bet.
I think my whole family would. They've seen what I've sacrificed and what I put my body through, and mentally as well, over the years. I just think, and for me, like, if I retire tomorrow, don't get me wrong, I don't want to retire, but I'd be happy with my boxing career. I've done everything I set out to do. I've achieved everything I wanted. The only thing left for me now to do, and that's if before I set new goals, the only thing left for me to do is earn fucking nice few quid. Don't get me wrong, I'm earning decent, but set my family up for life. But I want to set new goals. But I would, if I retire tomorrow, I'm happy with how my career's gone.
Back on the last podcast, you know, and obviously through your life, all you've talked about is becoming world champion. I'm assuming now it's about defending it. Does that come into your head now? Unification, stuff like that, or?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, obviously, now, like I said, I've set new goals. So for me, it's about unificating, and potentially becoming a unified world champion, and potentially an undisputed world champion. So that's what I've won. I've set out new goals, and as they say, if you reach for the stars, you'll fall, and if you fall, you land on the clouds. But yeah, it's for me, it's about now securing my family and potentially becoming unified world champion.
It's written in the stars for you still, mate. You haven't gone off track.
Yeah, well, listen, like I said, I've set out everything I've set out to do. I've done, so I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna fail on this one either. So,
How's the last few months been? Is it sunk in yet?
to be honest, bro, do you know where you said it, where I've been saying it for so long. I told you I'd be a world champion. That's all I wanted. I've already played it over in my head. So when I won it, yeah, it was buzzing because of the way I done it in front of my hometown, in front of my people, my family, my friends, and my supporters. Yeah, it was buzzing to see everyone's reaction. They were just as happy as I was. But then once I got out of the arena, I'd done my drug testing, done my this, done the press conference, done that, gone back. It was like, wow, this is what fucking world champions like. Fucking pony. But yeah, do you know what it was? I think it's because I've already lived it in my head.
Yeah.
And it was just no surprise to me. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing's changed. The next day, we went out for food.
Love your pizza tonight, yeah?
Do you know what? I think I had an Indian. Yeah, but we went for breakfast in the Ivy. We just got up, went to the Ivy, went home, potted around, seen my kids because I didn't see them for the week before. And then the next day, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have a week off, laying in bed and this and that and the other. Fucking Lauren was waking me up, nudging me, going, Joe, the girls need breakfast. Go and get some stuff from Waitrose. I was like, what? She went, yeah, go on.
He's even in Waitrose now. He's world champion.
No, I was in Waitrose before, but yo, I was going skint.
Yeah, you was living in your head already, championship lifestyle.
I was going skint, so. But yeah, I'm back in Aldi and Lidl now, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
is now you are world champion, for people who won't know the ins and outs of the finance side, are you in a good position? Are you in a better, obviously you are in a better position. Is there a big difference being world champion or not?
Yeah, there's a big difference, but it's like, it's not about this fight. This is where you will earn decent dough. It's very decent. But it's the one after that. It's the unifications. That's where you change your life. And
you've got to kind of not just go straight to them. You've got to play it right now. You've got to build it up so that name, Cordina versus whoever, it is massive.
Not really, because I would just say Shakur Stevenson, for instance. Shakur called me out straight after the fight. Like, I'm a fan of Shakur, do you get me? I've never lied and fucking pretended that, nah, he's fucking shit, this, that, he's fucking quality. I've always liked his style, even from when we was an amateur. We're amateurs. But he called me out. But I ain't one of these to shy away from anything. You could be fucking 7 foot tall. And you call me and put me on the spot. No problem. If I can't do you in my hands, I'm coming back with something, I'm going to wallop you. So it's one of them. I'll find a way, but I'll never shy away from anything like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's at the top of the tree at the minute. And he offered me out. I said, yeah, no problem. Let me have my break. Bang. Done. So you don't have to build it, because then when I said we had a little thing on Twitter back and forth, we just going back and forth, that's sort of building anyway, and then you got everyone talking about it. It's not my intentions to try and build it or anything, because I've never been the one to be talking about fucking and trying to build fights and being disrespectful and all that. I'm not that guy. Yeah. So, yeah, but I think that's a fight for boxing fans, like proper boxing fans.
I think you said it on the last podcast. I think your father embedded a lot of that in you. You know, you're not one to shout off mouths. You just do the job. How is your father been now you're world champion? We mentioned your mother, your missus. How's your dad?
Yeah, he's proud as punch. Like I was over in Malta, and he's like, oh, no, they want photos, this, that. So yeah, you can see he's proud.
Yeah, you're not just a Welsh wizard. You've done it for Malta as well.
Yeah,
bro.
of course.
Do you know what I mean? National treasure, kid.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping we get a fucking statue up there sometime. And in St. Mellons.
Yeah, defo St. Mellons. That can be done.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice feeling because like I was going out to the gyms and training over there, and you would have like the last week I sparred, I had about 20 people in the gym just to come and watch me spar. So they like I got backing over there. Do you understand?
Yeah. And you're inspiring kids as well over there.
Oh,
too.
for sure. Like we had an evening with obviously myself, and it was just like a celebration because some of the people and my family and my dad's friends came over to watch me. But after they didn't have a chance to sort of be around me and stuff like that because of drug testing and the press conference, and then they're going home in the morning. So yeah, there was a bit of a bittersweet moment for them. They couldn't really celebrate with me. So it was a chance for everyone to sort of be around me, celebrate, and as well. So it was nice to see everyone there, and then people, because we're on the island Gozo. So we had people from Malta coming over on the ferry just to come to the event. So it was nice.
That's why they call you Gozo Joe, is it? I remember you saying it. I was like, Gozo Joe. So, now you're champion. Do you feel like the pressure's taken off a bit now? You've played it in your head so much. You've gone for this. You're champion.
Yeah, it's the pressure's off.
Yeah.
Now I can enjoy it. And when you got a fighter that's enjoying what they're doing,
that's the best.
Then it's the best, and it's quite dangerous for the opposition and opponents. Do you understand?
Did Eddie buy you a watch? I know you like your watches. I'm sure he was gonna.
Nah, do you know what? Funny enough, like I said in the ring to him, I said, I'll have the chocolate one. It's sort of like just like a little joke thing. But I wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't expecting him. Yeah, I'll buy you a fucking watch. No, I wasn't expecting that. But you've done it for 3 other fighters, or how many fighters? I know you've done it for Coley. I know you've done it for someone else, and I think he got one for Chisora. I'm not sure. Anyway, but if you do one for one, you got to do for the other. You can.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, I'm not gonna beg. I'll get my own watches.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna beg him for a watch. But if he wants to grab me one, grab me one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're fighting in November. Is it Shavkat Rakimov?
Yeah.
I interviewed Liam the other day, and it was a proper tongue twister. I ended up calling him Whack-him-off or something.
I just say rack him off. I don't even fucking try and pronounce his first name.
But there's a fighter in the UFC who's very similar.
Yeah.
And have you had any people trying to tell you you're fighting this guy?
Yeah, it was on Twitter. I popped on Twitter and I've clicked it just to have a look on his profile. And then I thought, that ain't no fucking guy I'm fighting. This guy's a massive fucking
Mongolian.
MMA gloves. I was thinking, fuck me.
Yeah,
So I can't remember him being that big and that ugly, but I was like, yeah, fucking I'm up for the UFC.
Yeah.
Slap him about for a round, then get choked out for a couple of quid.
Yeah, standard. That's where the money is, isn't it? So how are you looking going into this fight? He's number 2, which I couldn't believe when I was looking at rankings. We spoke about it. How you was ranked 5, and obviously you said it's about the points and the amount of fights you get. So, but for him for being ranking number 2, he's got to be a decent fighter.
Yeah, he's a strong fighter. I think technically he's a little bit limited. Yeah, I think he relies on his physical strength, his relentlessness coming forward and stuff like that. I could be wrong. He could surprise me and come out and box my ears off. But yeah, he's a good fighter, and like we're going touching there on where he's ranked 2 and I'm 5 or whatever. If you like, for instance, I boxed my first fight in super featherweight. So the rankings I had at lightweight carried down to super feather, and then I had my first fight at super feather, which I won an intercontinental title. So it bumped me up the rankings. I think I was around about 15 at the time, ranked 15. So it was good for where I was at that point. Then COVID came, got a hand injury. Anyway, took me out 18 months. Then I came back 2 fights. I didn't make weights. It was just, I was trying to get myself back in. I didn't want to kill myself to make weight. So I wasn't making championship weight, which you don't get your ranking points for that. So yeah, I think that's where my ranking points were sort of behind a lot of fighters, which were being active in that period. So yeah, I won the title, and that's nudged me up to number 5. But yeah, it's still not enough to take over them and their points. You understand? So.
And let's not forget as well, like, you know, there must be some sort of pressure in this. I don't know if you look at it, but like, you took the belt off of Gower, if that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
We can all say it differently, but that was his first defense. He won it and lost it. So it's, you know, we could talk about, like, you know, if it has like these psychological advantages, they're like, you know, I've just won the belt, so I'm keeping this for a bit, but you could lose it as soon as you win it.
So yeah, for instance, at this level, at the world level, every fight's hard. There's no easy fights, regardless of even if you have a voluntary and you pick number 10 in the rankings, he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
There's no ifs or buts about it. He's gonna be good. Like people, where was I yesterday?
Fucking busy, man. You know?
Starbucks,
you said?
Yeah, I was at Starbucks yesterday. Where was I? Went to the gym. Oh, and then I played golf in the afternoon.
Oh, that's a surprise. Yeah.
I played golf in the afternoon. So they were asking me, like, is he any good? I said, bro, anyone world level are good. Anyone's fighting for a world title, they're good.
Yeah.
I said, you ain't got to see or check their record, regardless whether he had 10 losses. He's good.
You only got to look at an Andy
Yeah.
Ruiz who just battered Joshua.
Yeah.
I know heavyweight's a bit different, but
yeah, of course. So it's just one of them things. Like people don't realize because some people are in proper boxing people. Do you understand? They only watch the big fights. They don't watch the fighters that are coming through or
the lighter ones.
Yeah, or not in the sort of limelight. Do you understand? So they don't really see that. So you wouldn't have known Rakimov unless I was fighting him, but he's ranked 2 in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's for the boxing fanatics who appreciate the skill of the lighter boxers.
So they'd know about. They wouldn't even have to ask me. But yeah, everyone at world level is good.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about some other boxers that you know well. Obviously, Conor Benn, your friend, and what would you call it? Not colleague.
Stablemate.
Stablemate. That's the. You can tell I'm not a boxing expert. Yeah, he's got a massive fight. First, you know, this is the first time in history, really, where father and son are both going at it. You might get like father and cousin and but this is straight from, you know, what do they call it? I think they called it born rivals.
Yeah.
How do you see this fight going?
To be honest, it's a very tough fight. But I just think everything, obviously apart from the weight difference, but everything that's in the is favoured to us, and I genuinely think Conor can stop him. And like people might say I'm mad, but I genuinely think Conor can stop him. He's at a weight that he's comfortable. He ain't got to kill himself. His rehydration's not going to be an issue. Everything's perfect for us. So yeah, don't get me wrong. Eubank he's had a lot of hard fights. He's been in with tough guys and big punches and whatever else. But he's been fighting at a weight that he's comfortable at. He's not coming down to 156. Yeah, so he's coming down to 156. He's not fighting at 160 where he probably already struggles to make. He's got to drop another so many pounds to make 156. And then it's the rehydration. He ain't allowed to go over a certain amount. I think 6 or 7 pounds. So by the time you've had a drink, you had 1.5 litres of water, there's 3 pounds. Then you have your food. It's a lot to take in and do. Yeah. And I genuinely think Conor can stop him. Not only that, I hope he do, because obviously he's my mate, and and he'll line up for a number 2, I suppose. But then again, maybe Conor will just sit back and
it's one honesty then after that. Yeah, because obviously, you know, if you get caught up in them, sometimes it can sidetrack your career if you want to go for championships and stuff. And it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting fight. Obviously, Eubank looked, you know, I know he didn't do much, but he did look really good against Liam. Or maybe Liam was just had such a bad performance that he made him look good.
I think with that, it's a bit different. He knew what Liam was going to do, and I think this was what I was scared about with Liam when he was fighting him. The crowd get into it, and I know Liam inside and out, and he's like that. He wants to kill you, especially with the crowd behind him. He wants to get stuck straight in. The first minute and a half, I thought, yeah, he's boxing lovely. He's on behind his jab. Then all of a sudden, the crowd started going mental. He only hit him with a jab. Crowd went mental. He went boom, went in. Then he got put over. So I just think Conor is a little bit different in that sense. I think he'll attack when the crowd goes, but he'll be at the right time. I think he's learned from them mistakes in the past.
Yeah, well, you said he's in training. He's fighting bigger men all the time, so it's not unknown waters for him, is it?
No, he's always sparring now for the last three or four fights.
Yeah.
Sparring big boys. Do you get me? And this fight, and I've seen he's been sparring middleweights, super middle. So I know he's going to be well prepared, and the physical side of things, he's not going to be shying away from anything that's close up in the fight.
Yeah. Have you come with any predictions, or can you come with a prediction?
Yeah, I think potentially, I think Conor can stop him late. Yeah.
Will you put any money on that? Or?
Yeah.
Will you? Nice. Okay. Obviously, as of recent, Anthony Joshua, someone you've fought with him in the Olympics and stuff. Had that fight with Usyk. Usyk just showed his class again. There was a lot of talk about how Anthony Joshua reacted to that fight. What did you think of the way it was portrayed in the media?
What people gotta understand is he's human.
Do you run a business in South Wales? Want to branch out to new customers? Then check out the South Wales Business Network group on Facebook. From builders in Bridgend to painters in Porthcawl, this group has members from all industries. Request to join today, where you can promote your company, share your socials and inform others on your Christmas offers and deals. That link again is South Wales Business Network.
Do you need a work uniform? Want to start a clothing brand? Or maybe you have a football kit that needs a logo printed? Well, if I was you, I'd get in touch with the Re-Inspire Printing Company down Treforest Industrial Estate for the finest printing and embroidery in Wales. I use them for my custom-made mankini, but you could use them for t-shirts, hats, hoodies, and many, many other things.
No, because you're up there, down there, whatever. Obviously, he's getting judged day in, day out on socials, and that people that don't even know him. Do you understand? Yeah. So you gotta, for instance, like myself, people are gonna have their opinions on me and they've never met me. Same as you. They'll see you on your podcast, but they'll have their opinions on you because maybe someone have said something, or just from what you're doing. It was like before Fury came back, it was like everyone's loving him. He's this, that. He
was the kid.
Yeah, he was the kid, and he's the national treasure. Do you understand? So then, as soon as Fury came back, he was, he's only a weightlifter because of Fury saying this, that. Like, I'm a fan of Fury. I'm also a fan of AJ, and he's my mate. Do you understand? I felt a bit sorry for him at the.
I think a lot of it as well, though, with fans' perception was what he said that one time about only, I think it was like buying from black establishments or something. Though I don't know what the exact term was, but this is a man who, he fought twice in Cardiff and was embraced by everyone in Wales. And let's be real, Wales is majority white, so I think a lot of people, I've heard people say, yeah, fuck him, what he's saying, this and all that. I think there's things that maybe he said that have just kind of got people on some witch hunt, whether they know it or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, funny enough, someone said that to me last week about that situation.
Yeah, that's all I ever hear about.
Because I was saying,
Joshua, and he'll say,
yeah, I was saying, yeah, but because they were on about the fight, I said, yeah, but he's human. I said, fucking hell. I said, leave him be. I said, he's a fighter that sacrifices his life, gives everything to the sport to entertain you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he gets paid fucking millions. But at the same time, he's human. He's got feelings. But everyone's on about mental health this, mental health that, and then go in and trying to give him stick on socials
it's true.
in front of the world. Now, his emotions are running high at this point when he's lost the fight. And where he chucked the belt, and then he come back in the ring. As soon as he chucked the belt, he realized what he's done. So he's trying to correct that, but he's giving the reasons. But like I said, he's human. I think Fraser Clark hit a nail on the head when he said a part of his team should have pulled him out of that
100%.
situation. Now,
I think his dad was there though. I think trying to.
I did see that. But he's a big guy to try and take the mic off. Do you understand? I feel sorry for him at that point. But it is what it is.
He haven't got like I remember the Cardiff because you fought on one of the cards, and it was one of your biggest fights. He got a different crowd now around him, a different team. Because I remember he used to have his boys, and like they would hold his belt. Like I don't see any of them no more. Like, do you think?
Well, I remember when his first term pro. There was about three guys there.
Yeah.
That is his cousin and his two mates, and then his manager.
Yeah.
But I think he was working for a company, and then he took him out of that company, and then but it was about three boys that was with him constantly, and then all of a sudden it starts growing, and then I only know two boys that are with him now. I'm not around them now because he trains elsewhere. He trains in Loughborough, I think. Obviously, I train in London, Essex, sorry. So I'm not around him constantly to see who's there and that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say because he's a man, he's a grown man, do you understand? But I don't know any of these and what they do. And I think, why have you got so many people around him? Maybe he wants reassurance constantly. I don't know. Who knows? Like, we don't know what his state of mind is. People, like sometimes if I'm feeling down, I don't really want people around me. When I'm up and I'm buzzing, come around me, I'm buzzing. So I don't care who's around me. We'll all bounce off each other. When I'm down, stay away from me. But like I think, listen, everyone has opinions on him and what he should be doing and that. But he's just got to do. He does what works for him. Do you understand? Yeah. I know, like I said, I know his cousin and his two mates that are there, still there. Don't get me wrong. He's had other mates that I've seen come along the way. I think he scrapped a lot of the boys that was there. I think they're not hangers on. They were generally his mates, but there's no fucking purpose for you.
Yeah. Apart from holding your belt.
Yeah. And when it's a fan, it's not as if they're gone, but it's like it don't affect them. But like his cousin and his two mates that have been here from the start, it's gonna affect them. It's gonna hurt them. Do you understand? Deep down. But the other guys, I don't know. I don't think so.
If you was on I think he was on a uni campus. If that was you, would you do the same thing?
I would have slapped him, not just shouted at him. I would have slapped him because like I said, everyone's human. We all got feelings. Now, I'm not on his level. Do you understand? Where he's in the limelight constantly. Don't get me wrong. I probably would have made the paper from fucking doing it. But if he shouted out the window, like if I just got beat or whatever, and then they're saying shouting out the window, yeah, fucking your shit, this, that, and the other. I don't know what exactly they said to him, but shouting out. Obviously, they said something for him to go back up. Glass jaw. I said, I'll show you glass jaw. I wouldn't punch him. I'll just slap him. Voila, have that. And then put yourself in that position.
And it would probably be okay for you. You probably hit the papers, but people would be like, yeah, I would have done the same thing because it's Joshua.
Put yourself in that position.
Yeah, I know. 100%. I'd be straight up there.
Exactly. So I don't know what everyone's fucking like having a fucking fuss about. Do you understand? He's a human being with feelings. Why do people feel the need to fucking do all that shit?
Yeah, it's a shame, innit? Sorry. bunged up. So I went to the wrestling the other day, the WWE. I got to watch Tyson Fury knock someone out. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was class, mate. Do you know what I mean? Then at the end, he was singing American Pie in the ring. Now, he's never fought at the Principality, but he was obviously there asking them for available dates because, you know, he's telling us that in December there will be a date. Joshua's fought there twice before, you know. That's like a backyard to him, so that could play an advantage. How do you see this going? Do you see it happening?
Well, I don't know. I'm gutted because I was going to book a birthday party on the 3rd because I didn't get to celebrate my 30th.
But you'd be going to that?
Yeah, I would have scrapped my party, let everyone go there, and then went to the boxing. But yeah, it's I don't know. I got a feeling that the terms and conditions that are going to be put towards AJ are not going to be fair. But he's got no choice to take it. If he wants to put himself back in that mix, if he wants to make money he can do that with fucking Joe Bloggs. But if he wants to put himself back in the mix, grab another title, so he haven't won the WBC yet. No. So if he wants to grab the WBC, so he's won every single belt, he has to take it regardless of what money. He's not short of a few quid, so I wouldn't see the reason why he needs to sort of chase the money.
What route would you like to see him go then?
I'd say, yeah, because I'm a boxing fan first and foremost, and I want to see that fight. But if it was me being sort of is like his manager, don't get me wrong, as a manager you always want to get the most money because when he gets paid, you get paid. But say if I'm not getting no money, I want to see him get himself back into like a fight where he wins, looks good, feels good, get his confidence back up, and then say, Fury, let's have it.
If it was anyone else, and out of 4 fights they lost 3, are they deserving of that world title shot, or would they start back at the bottom?
No, it's a bit different with him. Because there's only like really and truly there's only 2 and 3 fighters in the heavyweight division. Maybe not even Wilder. Don't get me wrong, he makes a couple of mil, but he's not making the money that Usyk, Joshua, and Fury are making.
Yeah.
Everyone is going to aim for them, regardless whether they got belts or not, because they're the money men in that division. Well,
the Ruiz Ortiz fight was a good fight, wasn't it? Did you watch that?
Yeah,
he's looking good, did he, Ruiz? He's lost a lot of weight.
He's always been good and technically good, but where he's fighting tall guys, he's always been renowned for that banger, trying to swing him over the top. But he's actually a good boxer.
Yeah. Have you kept an eye on like the we spoke about it last time, but like the YouTube boxing and that? What is your standpoint on it the same?
Oh, bro,
did you see that KS highlight?
Oh, bro, don't. I'm watching it and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? I would slap the 2 of them in the one night. And
which the Pauls?
No, they're big boys. Nah, I reckon I'd have a go. Like, fucking hell, like I've sparred big boys. Do you get me? That can actually throw their hands. Probably bigger than them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you know what? I'd fancy my chances against them.
Yeah.
But they slowly but surely fucking becoming better in what they're doing. Do you understand? They're not going out and actually making a show of it. Like the guys that KSI fought the other day, I'd beat the both of them with one hand, and I'd be giving a lot of weight away. I'd beat the both of them with one hand.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's a mockery because don't get me wrong, it's good and it's growing the sport in other ways, but not for the actual boxers. Do you understand? It's growing into a wider audience. If it makes sense, it's going to the kids, the YouTubers, and everything else.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's making a mockery because I've worked my whole life to try and get a fraction of what they're getting paid. A fraction. I'm not nowhere near what getting paid what they're getting paid.
Yeah. It's like I said the other day to someone. It's like in Wales or in Britain, say you've got rappers, MCs who are talented. They've been trying to break through the scene for so long. And then someone like Andrew Biggie Morris comes along, does a song, because he's a comical joke, that'll probably get more views and get more recognition than anyone else who's actually been doing it for years.
Yeah. So it's the same as boxing. Unless you're fucking shouting someone else or making a fuss, or how can I say? Yeah, it's them two things, making a fuss, or like giving the people just some fucking banter or acting up on the camera. You ain't gonna earn unless you're fucking knocking people out. But like, I've become a world champion and I'm not getting a fraction of what they're getting.
That's crazy.
How mad is that to think? Because automatically you think, yeah, I'm getting millions now.
Yeah, but yeah, the perception would be that 100%.
So, nah. And unfortunately, people like, it's the promoters that they just go off views and what this, that and the other. Like, I'm thinking, right, what's going on here?
Well, you've got it now as well, even on a lower level. So you've got like TikTokers fighting, and like you've got that bouncer. Do you know bouncer?
Bouncer, yeah.
You've got the play day,
Yeah.
lick on, and it's like they're all doing it now. And yeah, it might be good for the sport, but yeah, there's just something there which even I feel like disrespected in a way, and I'm not even a boxer. Do you know what I mean? I can acknowledge that.
So it's just it's one of them things that we've just got to learn to deal with it now. Because it's happening, and on a big scale as well. It's not just fucking they're just doing one show a year. They're doing fucking a few, and you got the Pauls, then you got what's his name, KSI, then that other guy, what's his name?
He actually thinks he's sick though, KSI. Don't he?
Fucking hell.
Like I think that Paul would batter him.
Yeah, he would.
The Jake one.
Jake one, yeah. Because Logan lost to him, didn't he?
Yeah, but he would this KSI genuinely thinks he is like technically gifted. He is a mess.
Yeah.
And he got like an entourage behind him.
I could pick about fucking 20, 30 fighters off the top of my head if I looked at the rankings, that would beat him. The British rankings. Not even world
Jake
rankings.
Or KSI?
Both.
Both, yeah.
Both.
Is there any of them you've ever looked at and thought, you know what, I'd love to just fuck you up and
Nah, I don't watch it. Don't watch it. The only time I've seen it is because it gets plastered over social media. And I watch a video and I think, fuck off. And it's just, because even though it's like, it's Matchroom and DAZN are fucking putting shows
this is
on.
what I'm saying.
And I'm with Matchroom, do you understand? So I've got no choice. I follow Matchroom and DAZN, so I've got no choice but to see it.
Yeah, but if you never thought that if I'm with Matchroom and they're with Matchroom, maybe I could get a big payday, score one of these idiots.
No, because now if I went to Eddie and say, put me in with fucking thing, he's going, nah, mate, fucking, I ain't putting you in with him.
Yeah. So I know Tommy Fury's like, I have my opinions on him, but he's a real boxer and he was going to fight him. So
yeah, but I think it's because he went from a nobody to a star overnight. Do you understand? Through Love Island and whatever.
So it's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's Fury's brother, which helps towards the side of the boxing side. So yeah, but he's gone from that. So he's got the followers from Love Island. Again, that brings a different audience altogether.
Oh, mate.
So with Love Island fans, then you got the YouTube fans.
Yeah.
It's just it's gonna fucking blow up, innit? So it's it's a promoter's dream.
The Queen has died.
Oh,
bro.
Don't.
Come on, tell me.
Like,
What's your
for me, don't get me wrong, she's our queen. People got a lot of opinions on it, do you understand? She's our queen. She served our country for a long, long time. Before I was born, before my mum was born, before my dad was born. She's a mother, she's a grandmother, great-grandmother. And she's anyone who, like out of our country on the other side of the world, they know of the UK, they know the Queen. So for me, it's a sad day. Do you get me? A lot of people I seen being putting up things about, yeah, her son, they paid for this, that. What's that got to do with her? What's that got to do with her? Regardless, she's if it was my nan, like Do you get me? It's like, gosh, it's a sad day. Anyone I see being putting shit up on my socials. Oh, you're getting unfollowed, you're getting blocked. Bang, done. Don't fuck around like that. It's just disrespectful. The day she died, I seen people, ta-da, unfollow, block. Get off my page. I just find it. I just find it disrespectful. And it's not. She since I've been alive and I've sort of known about what her role is. Obviously, it's not as like it was back in fucking a couple hundred years ago, where if that what she says goes, it's not like that. Yeah, what says goes. But she lived a life, done what she needed to do. When she needed to have her say, she said she put her pointed her fingers, and this is what happens. But she just lived a life. She's like
she could have made it worse for us, like as you know, some rulers.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. The government, I find, where she put the power in the government, I fucking can't stand it because all my bills are gone up. Fucking But yeah.
No, I get it, and you know, you hear the conspiracies, you hear the and I get it, the monarchy.
Yeah.
I was balls deep in conspiracies. I've gone down every rabbit hole possible, so I know what people are saying, and I get that. But not on the day she's dying. Like, don't be singing
disrespectful.
songs and stuff. That's wrong.
Yeah, like I seen someone put. I was on my Snapchat, and I clicked on. It says "fuck the Queen," this, that, and I was like, "What?" The day she died, I was like, "Bah, boom, get off my fucking thingy." My bit. It's not childish. It's just a lack of respect. That's one. Two, you haven't even got a clue what you're on about. You're just following everyone else's fucking thingy. If you're like where you're down every rabbit hole, researching everything, maybe you got a fucking leg to stand on when you're saying certain things. But when you haven't got a clue, and I know all the ones that were doing it, putting it up, saying it, all they're doing is smoking fucking things, sniffing. And they just fucking monged out their head, and they're just saying what first thing that comes to their head, and just following suit. Just fuck off. Like it does my head in.
I saw my mum was bawling like when it happened. You know what I mean? And like, what you got to realize is, our mothers, like you said, they've been there when she was a young lady, and she was part of all of our furnitures. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to respect that. I respect that my mum feels that way. Do you know what I mean? She's a straight-laced woman, my mum. Do you get me? I just think there's a lot of lost people out there, innit, who's just...
For sure. Like, look at this, yeah? And this is putting this perspective of the life of a royal. They weren't allowed to mourn. They weren't allowed to mourn. And like, say if we like my grandmother died for fucking weeks and weeks, we just sat around doing nothing, like, my mum breaking down crying over nothing. You had they were all out the same day.
Yeah, they have to.
The same day, greeting people, showing brave faces. Who wants to be doing that?
Yeah.
But that's the life that they've been born into. They haven't chose that life.
Yeah, the same way we've been born into our lives, they've been born into theirs, and people will go, yeah, but they're royalty. Yeah. You're like, it could be a blessing, it could be a curse.
They can't go to an Nando's like us. They can't go to fucking JD like us. They can't do anything that we can do. What sort of life is that?
Where was the place that Prince Philip went? Was it Pizza Express or something like that? He's a dodgy guy, he is, mate. That Prince Philip is a dodgy bastard. Like, but yeah, the Queen thing is just, it's fucking sad.
To be honest, Prince Philip, I can't even picture his face. I don't even know who he is. You put a photo in,
sweats a lot.
I'll maybe recognise his face.
Yeah.
But
no, it's Andrew, innit? What am I on about? Philip. I'm on about Andrew.
No, Philip was his husband, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Philip, God rest him.
Yeah, God rest his soul. I'm on about Andrew, the one who chilled with Epstein and that. Like, that's the weirdo. Like.
Okay, so you put his face in front of me, I wouldn't know.
Randy Andy, that's his name. Okay.
Randy Andy. So,
but the Queen is different, isn't it,
bro? It's different, bro. It's not. It's like fucking hell, bro. Like people, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like it's a sad time because I seen a lot of yesterday. Funny enough, my trainer went to lay flowers at Buckingham Palace, but you seen that it was rammed it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people crying and whatever else. Some people are just for the fucking...
Let's
for
go
this-
Buckingham.
Yeah, for their,
Yeah.
for their Instagram and all shit like that. But
100%, yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of genuine people that are sad because that's all we've known. We've known her as our queen. My mum, my dad.
People are quick enough to celebrate jubilees and that and get on the piss and all, aren't they? Do you get me? It's,
And have a day off work.
yeah.
But, yeah, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a bit quickly about like Welsh boxing in general. Do you see any boxers that have a chance at a world title shot in the next 5 years or so?
Let me think. I can't say no, because there's genuine people out there that would have thought that I wouldn't have got there. People in their own head, they know what their talent is. I know what certain people's talent is. I can say yeah, it is, but it's just the backing that they got. They haven't got the backing that I had. Now, I say to people, I said it's a fighter yesterday. I was in the gym while I was training, because his father was there, and he was like, "I'm his trainer, but I think I'm holding him back." I'm not going to say their names. I think I'm holding him back, so I've let Sorrel. It's just a little change. So he was like, "Yeah, but he wants to turn pro." Although his style suits the pros, I said, "Do not turn pro. Let him turn pro." He was like, "No, I can't, but I can't stop him either." He's
eager.
Yeah, he's eager. Like I think he's 18 or 17. But I said, "Do not turn." I said, when you're fighting on small hall shows, and potentially you still got to work, you got to sell tickets. Your sponsors, you're only going to get a couple £100, maybe, for a sponsor, which by the time you get your medicals done, it's gone, and you still got to pay more out of your own pocket. Then you got the stress of everything around you, the fight, thinking about the fight and whether you're going to get on or getting an opponent and stuff like that. By the time you've had your fucking fight, you're left with nothing. You ain't getting paid. You might have maybe a couple £100. Genuine, couple £100. I've known fighters to do a 10-round fight and not get paid a penny because they haven't sold enough tickets on small hall shows. So when you're seeing people that are very, very talented on these shows, you think, God, they could do something. It's like, it's quite upsetting because you think they're not getting seen, they're not getting a backing thing. But the top and bottom of it, no promoter really wants to come to Wales. No big promoter anyway. Like now I'm a world champion. Now I got to fight my first defense in Abu Dhabi.
It's fucked.
Do you get me? So like, I'm thinking, what's the fucking... You see now, if you was at the fight, yeah, you would have seen the atmosphere and you would have seen how fucking mental it was.
And that was just the motor point. Like.
That was the motor point. Now, on this fight, I could sell that 10 times over, 100%. So, like, that's the thing with thinking of fighters that could potentially go and win a world title. Talent-wise, yeah, they can. But they haven't got the backing, so it might take them a bit longer to develop and get themselves in them positions. But, like, with the way things go in and... yeah, I'd say yeah, talent-wise, but it's just because of the backing, no. Because it might take a little bit longer than 5 years. But there's a lot of talented fighters out there. Like, I train with a lot when I'm back home. And, like, it's a shame, like, I see the likes of Chris Jenkins, for instance, who's he's been the underdog in a lot of fights. And his last fight, he boxed... I can't remember who he boxed. Who did he fight last? He went somewhere and he boxed him. I'm punchy.
So what are obviously it's you, Liam. Where does Liam go from here?
It's a difficult question. Like, not only that, because he's my mate. Do you understand? Like, I can't say nah. You gotta go fucking back to go forward. But he lost to Liam Smith, then he lost to Andre, then he lost to Eubank. Now, before the Eubank fight, that was a fight that I said to my commercial manager, don't take that fight. You shouldn't take that fight. Although it's a lot of money, but money don't last long. And if he still wants to be in that sport, don't get me wrong, it wasn't if I was scared about him getting beat. It wasn't that. I potentially thought, I thought it was a 50-50 fight and it could have gone either way. Like, not on the night, I thought Eubank won. But it was just, like, I don't personally think Eubank is at the top world level.
Yeah.
He's world level.
He's gone backwards.
But he's at the bottom. He's like a Liam Smith. Now, Liam have lost to him. Like, Liam Smith is, as he's getting older, he's getting better. Do you get me? And I think he beats Eubank. But these are when Liam Williams lost to Liam Smith, he was just like there, just world level. So you've lost to them three now. Like, what do you do? Do you go back to European level or what? You can't keep fighting at world level again, beat, because you're gonna damage what you've already done. Not your performance. You're gonna damage your career, because if you have a loss at a world level again, then you're definitely done. No one's gonna want to take you on.
Yeah.
So, I think he maybe should have one fight where get his confidence back up, ping someone, because he didn't have a chance to train with his trainer, Adam Booth. He changed trainers. He went to Adam Booth, and he only had, I think, a couple of maybe 8 weeks or something like that with him. So it was not enough to sort of take on his style and whatever else.
Yeah.
So yeah, genuinely, I think get his confidence back up, have the time with his trainer, and go back in, and then get back in the mix. I think with Liam though, I know his ego and his pride will want to get straight back in. For in boxing and business, it's a business boxing.
Yeah, you've got to think about it.
You've got to think about it, and you've got to go the right ways around things. Like, for instance, someone said to me, "Oh, would you?" Like, yeah, funny of you. You said to me beforehand, "Would you want to go straight into a world title?" Well, if I'm a businessman, which I am a businessman, you said to me, "Do you want to fight Shakur Stevenson for your world title or Kenichi Ogawa?" Which one am I going to pick?
Yeah.
Fucking Kenichi Ogawa, because in life there's a hard way of doing things and an easy way of doing things. If you're fucking smart, you're going to choose the easy way of doing things. So for me, why am I going to risk damaging myself before I even start?
Of course, yeah.
Then get that and then go for that. Then if God forbid, I get beat, I've lost to a fucking great champion, do you understand?
Yeah.
But if I challenge for him straight off, I lose to him, ta-da, get back down the ladder. I've lost to a great champion when I've been a world champion. I lost to a great champion and come back. I just do this. I've lost there, I just go back like this the other way. But if I go straight there and I just fall back down the ladder,
yeah,
it happens
all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And champions fight champions, and I'm a big name now in that division. So I'm a world champion. I'm a big name, and and people are gonna want to fight me. I'm the hunted now. I was hunting people. I'm being hunted, and people want to fight me. It's just one of them things. But I think Liam should just have one fight of just get his confidence up, practice what he's been doing in the gym with Adam Booth, and then get himself back in the mix.
Okay. Got to finish off with your predictions on how your fight is going in November.
Hopefully, the same fucking thing.
Don't say hopefully.
The same. It's going to be the same turnout. I'm going to win. But it would be nice to finish it off with a fucking nice KO, same as the
Yeah,
last
you
one.
got to come with the Joey one bang.
The one bang, yeah. Listen, bro, I play it over in my head. It's manifesting.
Say it to him down there.
Rack him up. Joey one bang. You above that. Well, as they say.
Joey, man, it's been a pleasure, mate.
you,
We've
bro.
come, like, you talk about 15 years in the making. Just from last year when you was, I feel like you've come full circle. I feel emotional that you've got the title now, mate. And I'm really excited to see where you go with this. And hopefully we'll see you again. More belts, more
belts,
wins. Yeah.
Next time we'll bring all the belts.
Yeah, definitely. I know they're heavy and you're getting a lot of them now.
I'm making.
Anything you'd like to say to the people down there?
First of all, just thank you for everyone who's been supportive over the last couple of months. People who came to my fights, I appreciate you. Big love. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Greenaway Autos, Masoa for Men, Bob Hydrate, Rhino Recruitment, Jamie Burley, Joseph Portelli, Fly, Fightwear, and just the journey's only getting started, so just keep following, keep supporting, and I appreciate you all. Big love. Thank you very much.
Yeah, gangster. Nice one, brother. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Make sure you show support with Joe. You got a big fight in November, so go follow his journey. See you all soon. Stay central.
The Central Club.